Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in this session we are going to discuss about calendars. Now questions based on calendars are frequently asked in various competitive exams and students find it very difficult to deal with the questions of calendars. Randomly if I put up a date for you and I tell you to find out the day of that particular date, how much time would you take? Suppose I ask you 27 December 1985. So students get confused. They take a long time to calculate the day for that particular day, date. And I'm having good number of queries from the students community to go for a session for calendars, right? So in this session, I'm going to discuss some basic things of which are use some basic terminologies which are useful to calculate the day for a date. Okay, so let's discuss the terminologies one by one. Friends, I would request to watch the session very carefully because in next 15 minutes only, I'm just talking about 15 minutes. In next 15 minutes, you will just take 30 seconds to tell a day for any date. For any date I'm talking over here. So just listen to me for next 15 minutes very carefully. Have your paper and pen with you. Though we do not require much calculations, then also some basic things you have to note down. So just have your paper and pen with you and listen to me very carefully. Now the very first thing which we all know is that year, leap year and non-leap year. Leap year and non-leap year. Leap year means 360 days, 366 days, and non-leap year means 365 days. Right, till here you know. After that it's 52 weeks plus 2 days are extra, and here 52 week plus 1 day is extra, right? This 2 days and this 1 day. This you have to keep in your mind. And it's not that you have to keep in your mind. You already know that every year has 52 complete weeks, and if it is a non-leap year, there will be 1 extra day. If it's a leap year, there will be 2 extra days, right? Because 52 weeks is equal to 52 into 7, that is 364 days. So in 365 days, 1 day is extra. In 366 days, 2 days are extra from 52 weeks. Okay, so this is an important thing. Okay, and that you already know. Now that also you know that every 4th year, the year which is divisible by 4 is actually a leap year. Suppose if we talk about maybe 2012, right? So just divide the last 2 digits by 4. If it is divisible by 4, that means this year is leap year, right? So every 4th year beginning from 2012 will be leap year. Or in other words, I can say the definition of leap year is that the year which is divisible by 4. So you just have to divide the last 2 digits by 4 to check it whether it's a leap year or not, right? That funda is always true except in the case of centuries, right? I just give you some examples. Maybe 1988 was leap year, 1992, 96, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, all of them are leap years, right? So in this case, or in all these cases, we have to see the last 2 digits only. Okay, these should be multiple of 4. So if they are multiple of 4, the year will be leap year. Now nothing new I am telling over here. It's the thing that you have been learning since your childhood, right? In your maybe grade 2 or grade 3, you might have learned this. Okay. Now in case of friends centuries, if we talk about, centuries should be divisible by 400 to become a leap year. See 1600, right? It's divisible by 400. So it's a leap year. But if we talk about 1700, it's not a leap year. 1800, it's not a leap year. 1900 is not a leap year, right? Then 2000 is a leap year, right? So in case of routine years, regular years, the year should be divisible by 4, but in case of centuries, the year should be divisible by 400 to be a leap year, right? So we have to begin our journey from 1600. Now 1600 was a leap year. After that 2000 is a leap year. After that 2000, the 4th century is 2400 leap year. So here we are talking about centuries. So after every 400 years, the century will be leap year, right? Every 4th century, in other words, you can say, right? So I'm not going to tell you anything different which you don't know. I'm just reminding you the things. Now, next thing which we are going to discuss is the odd days. Now, what are odd days? Friends, there are 7 days in a week. And we begin from Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Now odd days is what? We give Sunday as 0, Monday 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now we call this 1 as 1 odd day, this 2 as 2 odd days, 3 odd days, 4 odd days, 5 odd days and 6 odd days, right? Now what is odd day? The days which are extra from Sunday, right? Sunday we take as 0, the basis that is 0, and Monday is 1 more than 0, so it's a 1 odd day. Tuesday is 2 more than 0, so that's 2 odd day. Wednesday is 3 more days than 0, so it's 3 odd day, 4, 5 and 6, right? Or precisely any number of days which are more than complete number of week in a given period is odd day, right? Suppose 15 days. That means what? 14 days plus 1. That means 1 odd day. Suppose 20 days. So 14 days plus 6, that means 6 odd days, right? So the concept is very simple. After 7, that means you have to check this multiple of 7, and the extra days of or the remainder, if you divide that number by 7, will be odd days, right? Suppose in 25 days if we talk about, so divide 25 by 7, remainder will be 4, that means 4 odd days, and 4 odd days means Thursday, 3 odd days means Wednesday, 2 odd days means Tuesday. You just know the series. So you just have to go in incremental order of the number from 0 to 6. Nothing else you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Now friends, we discussed leap year, we discussed odd days, right? Now we club both the things. First, an ordinary year. Just listen to me carefully. It's 52 weeks plus 1 day, right? And this 1 day we call it as odd day. Okay, in a leap year, 52 weeks plus 2 days. So these two are odd days. Okay, so in any ordinary year, 52 weeks are completed. After that, we are left with 1 day. That means in an ordinary year, 365 days are there. So if you divide this 365 by 7, you'll be getting 1 as remainder, right? You'll be getting 52 completed weeks and 1 as remainder. So that one is actually odd day. And leap year, if you divide 366 by 7, you'll be getting 2 as remainders, and this 2 is nothing but the odd days. So basically what I'm doing, the number of days are divided by 7, and whatever is the remainder is actually odd day. So it is as simple as that. Just divide the number by 7, whatever is the remainder will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of these will be odd days. Okay. So in ordinary year, 1 odd day is there, and in a leap year, 2 odd days are there. Okay. I am telling the same thing in some other way, right? So that we have already discussed 52 weeks plus 1 day, 52 weeks plus 2 days, but this 1 day I'm calling it as an odd day, and these 2 days I'm calling them as 2 odd days. Okay. Now let's discuss the next small thing. How do we calculate the total number of odd days in any number of years? Suppose I talk to you about maybe 50 years, right? I wish to calculate a number of odd days in 50 years. So first of all, what we have to do, 50 years, in 50 years there will be leap years, there will be non-leap years, right? So 50 divided by 4. So that's 12 point something. So 12 completed year will be there. That means 12 leap years are there. And the remaining that which 38 are non-leap years. Right? Now I have to calculate the odd days in this 50 years. Now we have already discussed over here that every ordinary year has one odd day, and every leap year has two odd days, right? So the same thing I'm going to use over here. Every leap year has two odd days. So 12 into 2, 24. And 24 odd days, that means if we divide it by 7, the remainder will be 3. So finally 3 odd days are there in 12 leap years. Getting my point? 38, every non-leap year is having just one odd day. So 38 into 1, that's 38. Divide by 7, 35, 3 will be remainder. So it's 3 odd days, right? So in 50 years, 3 odd days are coming from 12 leap years and 3 odd days are coming from 38 non-leap years. So 3 and 3, 6 odd days will be there. Okay. So the calculation is very simple. Now the same funda we are going to use to find out the number of odd days in 100, 200, 300, any number of years, right? What I have done, divide the number of years by 4 to get the number of leap years involved. These are the non-leap years. Every leap year has 2 odd days. Every non-leap year has 1 odd day. Divide by 7, get the remainder, and you will be able to calculate the total number of 8 odd days, okay, in this duration. Now we are going to discuss an important thing over here. See friends, as I have already told you that every fourth century is actually leap year. So 1600 was leap year. And in the examination, your questions will be from 1900 to 2000, right? Basically from the previous century and from this century, right? So we should be clear about from 1600 to 2100. Though there is no problem if you go beyond 2100 or go below 1600, right? So as of now I'm taking 1600 as basis, and 1600 was the 4th century, right? So 4th century, that means 0 odd days. Okay, that's an important thing. 1600, that means 0 odd days. Now if we talk about next 100 years, that means 1700. So what we have to do, we have to calculate the number of odd days in 100 years. Now here comes the important fact that in 100 years, if you straight divide by 4, you'll be getting 25 leap years and 75 non-leap years. But what happens, friends, as I have already told you, in 100 years, from 1600 to 2000, the 4th century will be leap year. So you have to keep this thing in your mind that in 100 years there will be 24 leap years only. 24 leap years. And 76 will be ordinary years. Okay, or we can say non-leap years. That is the important thing. That is the only thing that you have to keep in your mind. Otherwise the remaining things you already know. Now we have to calculate the number of odd days in 100 years. 24 leap years. Every leap year has 2 odd days. So in all 48 odd days, 48 divided by 7, 6 will be the remainder. 76 ordinary years. 76 ordinary year, 1 year contains, or 1 year has 1 odd day, that means 76 odd days divided by 7. So you'll be getting 6 as remainder. So total 12 divided by 7, 5 will be the remainder, right? So in every 100 years, 5 will be the remainder. That means the total number of odd days in 100 year is 5. Very simple calculation I have done over here. 24 leap years, every leap year has 2 days. So 48 divided by 7, 6 is the remainder. So 6 odd days will be there in 24 leap years. 76 ordinary year divided by 7, the remainder is 6. That means 6 odd days will be there in 76 ordinary years. So total will be 12. Further divide by 7 to get remainder, that's 5. So in 100 days, 5 odd days are there. Now, similarly, for next 100 years. So in 100 years, 5 odd days. In 200 years, 5's double, 10 odd days. Now what 10 divided by 3, divided by 7 and get the remainder. That means precisely 3 odd days. Now in 300 years, 5 threes are 15 odd days. Divided by 7, get the remainder 1 odd day. Because odd number of days will be from 0 to 6 only. So whenever you are exceeding 6 or exceeding exceeding 6, just divide it by 7 and get the remainder. So in 200 years, 3 odd days are there. In 300 years, 1 odd day is there. And in 400 years, what will happen? 20 odd days plus it's a century, so 1 more odd day, so it's 21 odd days. So finally 21 divided by 7, remainder is 0. So no odd days are left. That's why I told you in 1600 there will be no odd days. Okay, so now we are clear about all these facts. So friends, I'm sure till here you are clear, and if you are not clear till here, just revise the portion once again, because if it is clear in your mind, the coming things will be really very easy. You just can calculate the day of any date in just 30 seconds, right? If you're till here, if you are clear, right? Now friends, let's discuss one example in detail. I just find out a day of any date. For example, suppose I take maybe 12th January 1979. Now just watch each and every step very carefully. Initially you will take time to understand. After that it's a matter of 30 seconds only, as I have told you. Now 1979, we know 1600, 1700, 1800. 1900 is 300 more than 1600. So 1900 plus 78 completed years plus 12 days, right? So I just forget this 12 days. I'm just calculating till here, right? In 1600, we know that 0 odd days, 1700, 5, 1800, 5 twos are 10, that means 3 odd days, 1900, 5 threes are 15, that means 1 odd day. Okay, so in 1900, 1 odd day is there. 78 years, if you divide 78 by 4, you'll be getting 19 leap years, because 78 divided by 4 is 19 point something. So it's 19 leap years plus 78 minus 19, that's 59 ordinary years. Okay, now here it's 1 odd day. 1 leap year is having 2 odd days, so 19 leap years will be having 38 odd days. 38 divided by 7, 35, 3 is the remainder. 59 ordinary years, every year will be having 1 odd day, so 59 odd days. 59 divided by 7, that is 56, plus 3, that is 3 as the remainder. So 3 and 3, 6 and 1, 7 is 0. Now the calculation is complete. Okay, now you just till 1978 there are no odd days. Now you just have to calculate the odd days for 12 days. So 12 days divided by 7 is 5 remainder. Now as I've already told you, if 0 remainder, it's Sunday, 1 remainder Monday, 2 remainder Tuesday, so 5 remainder will be Friday, right? We can call it as a remainder or maybe odd day, right? So 12th Jan 1979 will be nothing but a Friday. Okay. So you might have observed that the method is so easy. Now let's take one more problem. Now let's find out the day of our independence, that is 15 August 1947. Now that's 1900 plus 46 completed years. Remaining calculation will take afterwards. Okay. So in 1900, one odd day is there. 46 divided by 4, 11 leap years will be there, plus 35 ordinary years will be there. Okay. So this is 1. 11 leap years every year will be having 2 odd days. So total 22 divided by 7. 1 is the remainder. 35 ordinary years. Each year will be having 1 odd day. 35 odd days divided by 7. 0 is the remainder. So till 1946 completed, we are having 2 odd days. Okay. After that, we have to go till August. Now just write down the odd days from January to August. January 28, total number of days are 31. So 31, if we divide by 7, the remainder will be 3. So January, February is of 28 days because 47 is non-leap year. So 0 is the remainder. March, April, May, June, July, and for August 15 days are there. So 15 divided by 7, 1 is the remainder. Okay. Now 3 and 3 6 and 1 7, just cut it. 3 4 5 6 7, cut it. 3, this 3 odd days are left and 2 we were already having, so total 5 odd days are left. So 5 odd days is Friday. That means 15 August 1947 was a Friday. Okay. Day of our independence. Now let's do one more problem. Suppose it is 14th March 1993. So it's 1900 plus 92 completed years. So 92 divided by 4, 23 leap years and 69 ordinary years. Right? Now 1900, 1 odd days, 23 leap years, 23 into 2, 46, 46 divided by 7. So the remainder will be 4. 69 odd days, ordinary years, and so 69 odd days divided by 7. So 63, 6 will be the remainder. So 6 and 4, 10 and 1, 11 divided by 7. Final remainder is just 4. So there are 4 odd days. Now we have to go till 14th of March. So in January, 3 odd days are there, 28 plus 3. In February, 0. March till 14, so it will be 0. Okay. Now earlier we are having 4 odd days, so total 7. So 7, that means 0 is remainder, that means 14th March 1993 was a Sunday. Okay. Now I am explaining the problem to you. I am writing down 2-3 steps and even I am explaining to you. So I am taking 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now if you at all try the problem on your own, you will be taking less than 40 seconds, I am sure. Okay. Now let's find out say 15th August 2013, right? So till 2000 it's 4th century, so no odd days are left. 13 divided by 4 is 3 leap years. I'm sorry, we have to take 12 completed years. So 12 divided by 4, 3 leap years and 9 ordinary years. Okay. So it's ordinary. Every leap year is having 2 odd days. So 6 plus 9, 15. That means finally 1 odd day. Okay. Now we have to go till 15th August. January 3, February 0, March 3, April, May, June, July, and August is 1 because 15 divided by 7, 1 is the remainder. Now 3 and 3, 6 and 1, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are left with 3 odd days. So 3 and this one 4, that means Thursday. So 15th August 2013 will be a Thursday. Okay. Now friends, let's take a challenge whether we can find out the day in 30 seconds or not. So let's find out 30th Jan, or we can say 26th Jan, that's Republic Day. So 26th Jan 2014, right? So 13 completed years after 2000, right? So 13 divided by 4, 3 leap years and 10 ordinary years. So it's 6 and it's 3, so that's 9, that means it's 2. And then 26, that means 5 remainder, 5 and this 2, 7, so 0 remainder, that means it is Sunday. Okay, you can very well verify with your calendar. And friends, I'm sure now you'll be gaining the confidence in finding out the day of any date. Now friends, let's calculate the day of Christmas in 2013, that is 25th December 2013. Now friends, what's happening over here? December is the 12th month, right? So if you calculate month-wise odd days, it will be time consuming. So instead what we do is we calculate 1st Jan 2014, then we'll deduct the remaining days from 25th December, right? So 2014 means 13 completed years, right? 13 divided by 4, 3 leap and 10 ordinary, 6 plus 10, or 10 ordinary means 3 odd days, 6 plus 3, 9, that means 2 odd days, right? So 2 odd days, that means 31st December 2013 is Tuesday, right? For 1st January, if we calculate, it will be 2 plus 1, 3 odd days, that means 1st January 2014 is Wednesday. Here 31st December is Tuesday, right? Now this is 25th December. So if 31st is Thursday, 24th will be Thursday, so 25th will be Wednesday. Okay, simply we have calculated that. Now here I am writing down a question for you, just have to solve it. It's maybe 21st May 2045, right? So you just have to do the sum on your own and then match your answer and solution with mine. So after 2000 odd days, 44 completed years, 11 leap years, 33 ordinary years, per leap year 2 odd days, so 22, that means 1 odd day finally, 33 ordinary days, that means if we divide it by 7, the remainder will be minus 2. So 1 minus 2, finally minus 1 odd day. Okay, then we have to reach till 21st of May 2045. So January 3, February 0, March 3, April 2, and in May 21. So 21 divided by 7 is 0, so it's 0. So 3 and 3, 6, 7 and 8. 8, that means 1, and this 1 and this minus 1, 0. That means 21st May 2045 is a Sunday. And I'm sure your answer is matching with mine. Now friends, extending the level of problems. Now suppose we have to find out the maybe in May 2000, say 50, right? On what days Sunday will be there, right? We just calculate dates of all the Sundays of May 2050, right? So first of all, what we can do is we can calculate the day day of 1st May 2050, right? So 2050, that means 49 completed years, divide by 4, 12 leap year and 37 ordinary years. So now 12 twos are 24, that means 3 remainder, 37, that means 35 plus 2, so 3 plus 2, 5 odd days over here. Now we have to reach till 1st May, so January 3, February 0, March 3, April 2, and then 1. So 3 and 3, 6, 7, 3, 3, 6, 7 is cancelled, 2 plus 5, 7. That means 1st May 2050 itself is a Sunday. So 1st, then 8, then 15, then 22, and then 29. These are the 5 Sundays of May 2050. Isn't it very easy, friends? So I'm sure you'll be enjoying the session. Let's take the next pattern of the problem. Now friends, the next pattern of question over here is, suppose I have a calendar of say 2014. So the question will be like, suppose in which coming years the calendar of 2000 can be reused, right? That means we have to find out the year in which the calendar of 2014 can be used once again. So what we can do is, it's 14. You take the number of odd days as 0 over here, and you have to see once again when you are getting 0. So it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and counting goes on. Now you just have to see whether the years written over there are leap year or non-leap year. So in case they are non-leap year, you have to add 1 as odd day. It's leap year, 2 odd days, then 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, right? Now you just have to see, and after that also the counting can go on. Now you have to see when you are getting 0 once again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No 0 has is obtained yet. Then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That means we are getting 14 over here. That means 0 odd days. So calendar of 2014 can be reused only in year 2025. Okay, it's as simple as that. And if you wish to find out subsequent years also, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and so on. So till here 0, further it's 1, then it's 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So further in year 31, that means 2014, 2025, and 2031, all of them will be having the same calendar. And while calculating this thing, you have to be very clear that if your 0 is coming in the year which is leap year, then you have to be careful. You cannot, that will not be the correct year, because a calendar of non-leap year cannot match a calendar of leap year. Then you have to move forward. You have to skip that and you have to move forward. Okay. Well, similarly, one question can be asked that in past, in which year the calendar of 2014 could have been used, right? So what we have to do in that case, we have to go in reverse manner. So it's 2000, say 14, then 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's 0, it's 1, then 12 is a leap year, 2. Be very careful while writing down the odd days. It's 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not 0. Then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1, 14. So 2003. Further, it's 14 over here. That means 0 odd days. So calendar of 2014 could have been used in year 2003 also. Right? So this way the problems are really very easy. So we have discussed almost all pattern of questions, and if you are logically clear but deviation is there in the problems which are asked in the examination, that then also you can do. So friends, be very careful that at any stage I haven't told you to learn any code, any formula, anything for calendar, right? Whatever I have discussed over here that you know since your childhood, I just gave you a quick recap of the things, and things became easy. Okay, now what you have to do, you just can take any random dates of your choice from any of the calendars, then you just try to find out the day on your own and match the answer with your calendars, or maybe from the resources from where you are taking the problems. Okay, so if 1 or 2 problems are asked in examination, I'm sure you'll be getting the complete marks. So I hope you might have enjoyed the session. In the next session, we are going to discuss about the clocks because good number of students are confused with the problems of clocks. So the next session which we'll be having is the clocks. So do revise this session. Have confidence in yourself. Bye bye.